Yo, what's up guys? Hope you're all doing well. So far, one of the most lucrative YouTube algo farms has been the 2042 Sucks video. But today we're actually going down a little bit of a different route because update 3.1 is actually pretty good. It's safe to say that the game has had a very rough launch, and updates, while showing promising direction, have each had their own little drawbacks, as it seems like each new version of the game brings a few new bugs. So today we're going to go over what's changed in update 3.1 and provide some overall thoughts of where we are with the game. I'll also update the whole should you buy it situation. Obviously, if you're one of those guys who's just a mega diehard Battlefield fan, the answer is always going to be yes, but for more people who are just like general gamers, this definitely would apply to you. So far for me, it has been a no for this game, but I did have some terms for improvement, which would just be hit rate and performance. If they improve those two things, I would be happy to recommend the game, and I'd say it could be pretty fun for most people. Anyways, getting into this update, straight away they've actually said that they've improved hit reg. And after playing a fair few hours of the game, I can definitely confirm that's true. The hit reg just feels really, really good right now. And it's almost like you feel your bullets just hitting instantly. The hit markers always come in right on time. And I haven't had a single real big hit reg issue yet. So that's actually insane. And it's not just for infantry weapons either. I've noticed some huge gains for the scout heli miniguns. They pretty much always connect now, which is insane. And even on the receiving end of the Wildcat, that thing feels absolutely brutal right now. Overall, I'm really happy with this aspect of the patch, and it's about time DICE actually addressed arguably the biggest issue with the game. If this was the hit reg we had at launch, I have no doubt the player numbers would be a little bit stronger right now. Speaking of the Wildcat though, we also saw this get a few changes, namely the 57mm cannon having its dispersion removed, ammo reduced, and splash damage nerfed a little bit. This is a good start, and I like where they're going with this, but it still is a huge like Wildcat power creep situation right now where not many people use the Wildcat, so DICE seem to think that it's not very strong, and they've got it in a really crazy spot right now. Not many people know this, but the Wildcat is literally one of the strongest vehicles in the game. It can pretty much insta-kill aircraft. It used to be able to one-hit infantry. Haven't tested that yet, but it probably still can. And the funniest part is that it can beat a tank in a fair 1v1. Absolutely ridiculous. My friend Nispel tested it. He couldn't believe it. I couldn't believe it. But yeah, the Wildcat is very, very strong. And back in the beta, we made a video talking about how DICE likes to use numbers to balance instead of actual real results. And it just doesn't really work at times, so they're probably seeing that the Wildcat has a low usage rate. Like, you don't really see as many Wildcats compared to tanks. But the vehicle is undeniably, like, very, very strong. But if their numbers show that it doesn't get used enough, they're going to keep buffing it. So please, DICE, just look at the vehicle objectively. It's very, very strong right now. We also saw some nerfs to the 30mm cannon, intended to bring back the bolt's effectiveness a few notches. Look, the bolt was one of the most overpowered vehicles in the game, and it just has been abused to some incredible levels. They already gave it a light nerf on the 30mm cannon, but I still think it's far too strong, especially given that it's a transport vehicle. Look, if DICE hired me to consult the bolt, this is what I'd do. Firstly, we gotta look at what's overpowered about the bolt. In my opinion, the mobility is far too good. It has an armor type that makes it pretty much invincible to a lot of the regular Jeep counters, like miniguns or anti-ground missiles. And then combined with the easy-to-use high-reward 30mm cannon, it's just a perfect combination. DICE have also said that they don't want any transport vehicles becoming straight-up upgrades of another, so just look at it this way: why would you use a Jeep instead of a Bolt? Maybe because the Jeep can carry more people, but just call in 2 Bolts and you'll run through the whole team, It's a straight upgrade of the other 2 vehicles. Firstly though, I would reduce the armor to match the hovercraft and recon buggies. This would make the other 2 transport options a lot more viable. And then I think the mobility makes it fun, so maybe keep that, but the 30mm needs another significant nerf. I think a much faster overheat along with the current changes would make it rewarding for good aim. What you see right now is people parking it on cliffs and just spamming across the map. It needs a faster overheat. Moving along, we also saw the huge proximity sensor nerf that was well overdue. They've had their radius decreased to 20 meters from 30, uptime reduced from 30 to 14 seconds, and they've also lowered the amount of proc sensors you can carry to just 1. These are fantastic changes, and the proc sensors were one of the most overpowered things in infantry gameplay. You were pretty much permanently spotted in the previous update to the game. This is definitely a really good start, and I think it should reduce the spam of these proc sensors, but I would actually welcome even further nerfs. Just for comparison, a UAV in Call of Duty lasts for about 35 seconds. We literally had 2 UAVs per soldier being spammed 24/7 in the previous updates. The fact that that even made it into the game is just disgusting, and these are the kind of decisions that they should have never made them, and it would have helped player counts, because that kind of stuff is just not good for gameplay. Sure, it probably didn't really affect it that much, but people do notice this kind of stuff. I would be fine with an uptime of even 5 seconds. I think that would promote a faster style of just throwing it in, scanning, and then acting upon that information. 14 seconds still does feel a little bit like a UAV, but I think we'll see them used less regardless. The frag count was also reduced from 2 to 1, and they did some slight changes to just how the frags time out. I actually already noticed these changes in game. It feels like you have a little bit more of a chance to react to frag grenades when they're thrown at you. I really like that change, and having 2 frag grenades per soldier, especially given how strong they were, was a little bit silly. Now the last big change was a fix that should bring back breakthrough gameplay. They've went and removed the roof capture objectives. It was pretty much impossible to capture those roof flags, and I cannot believe they even reached the full release of the game. Either way, it's now fixed. Again, just a mistake that should have never been made. I really love these updates, guys. I really do. But almost all of it is extremely avoidable, and some of it was even better in the beta. That kind of stuff just doesn't make sense to me, and it's not alright, because at the end of the day, all these little things do add up and they do affect player counts. Now the rest of the changes are pretty much just bug fixes. I haven't played enough to feel out all of them, but I can confirm that a few of the bug fixes that they've claimed to make haven't actually done anything. For example, the loadout bug, basically when you spawn into a vehicle, you don't actually manage to get it, and then all of your loadouts are reset. They said they fixed that. I can confirm it's not fixed yet. There's also an issue apparently with uniform soldier aiming at coefficients other than 0. Personally, I play 0%, it feels fine. I know another friend, Shady NZ, who's much more receptive to mouse input than I am. He said it feels fine as well. But I also have some other mates like Baronox and Enders who are playing non-zero coefficients, and they said that their mouse input is completely just gone. So, I don't know if that's true. I haven't done the testing myself, but I'm going to take their word for it, and just please, DICE, stop messing around with the mouse input. People do not like it. Anyways, looping back to the main kind of topic in question in this video, is 2042 saved now, and should you buy it? Well, if you have a good PC matching roughly these specs, or even a console, I'd say it's worth considering for sure. The direction of these updates has been great so far, and that hit reg fix is an absolute game changer. At full price though is a bit of a steep ask. I'd say wait for some Christmas sales. You should be able to pick up the game for a really good price. If you don't have the strongest PC, it also might be worth a look soon. Just keep an eye on the game. We will be getting 64 player Conquest and Breakthrough, and that should really help frame rates, but again, let's just see if it actually does help as much as we think it will. We really don't know yet. Anyways, that's about it for today. I hope you guys all enjoyed, and finally, I've been able to give a bit of a positive take on the game. You guys all take it easy, and I'll catch you all on the next one. Peace.